Hi friends, welcome back to Fifth Road Tarot. I'm here with your reading for the full moon in Sagittarius for June 2020. So I've got my picture of the actual Fifth Road on my altar because I think this Sagittarius full moon is going to be about home and where we find ourselves at home. I also have my Hamsa symbol on my altar for protection, for the protection of those that are justifiably protesting for the Black Lives Matter movement, for justice for George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, anyone who's been killed or had the overuse of force used against them in their meeting with law enforcement. Sorry, I'm trying to get my thoughts together this morning, but definitely talking more about protection, talking more about return of spirit to home. Where are we moving to? Where are we going? So let's go ahead and get into this. I call on my enlightened and ascended ancestors. I call on my guides, masters, and teachers, spiritual masters and teachers, to come into this reading and give a message for the collective, for the full moon in Sagittarius. Thank you so much, Spirit. I feel like, yes, we are changing structure in government and law. Do you want me to? No. Okay. All right, Spirit. Do you have any guidance for the collective for the full moon in Sagittarius, June 2020? Okay. All right. Do you have any guidance for the collective for the full moon in Sagittarius? Do you have any guidance for the collective for the full moon in Sagittarius? Thank you, Spirit. I think that it came out this way. I think that was there. Okay. So first up we have the Five of Cups. Next we have the Ace of Cups. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Daughter of Swords, which is also the Page of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. Okay, so quick overview. There is a clear ending and beginning here. But then there's this like shift with thinking or communication. Let's start it off. Okay. So the Five of Cups this I feel is we have got to now move past mourning the spiritual things that we may have lost in the past, because we still have spiritual resources at our disposal. I don't want to use that word. We still have resources, spiritual resources in our arsenal. I want to say arsenal. And I think I say arsenal is because with the sign of Sagittarius, there is a lot more focus on the masculine, and I actually feel as if the masculine energy that is pervasive in our current government systems, the way that we move around the earth, the way that we connect with each other, the way that we're seeing a mourning by the masculine of the spiritual loss. And in this next card, the Ace of Cups, there is the idea of there being, one thing, one goal that we should be moving towards. And so when we talk about our cups, we're talking about spiritual energy behind actions. We're talking about emotions. We're talking about relationships. So there is only one relationship that is going to be focused on. Eventually it will change and pare down to one relationship, one source of spirit. And on a lesser note, this will be about our our resources and things like that, our material wealth. But the main thing here is on our spirituality, very heavy amounts of water here. If we don't pay attention to our spiritual relationships, our relationships period, then this idea of living on the earth independently is just not really even worth it. Okay, so after the Nine of Pentacles, we have the Daughter of Swords, and it looks like there is either there's some communication coming in, or I always say this with the Page of Swords, there's either some communication coming in from spirit, or someone is spying on you, someone's watching you. Take it or leave it. I'll just put it that way. Yeah, it could be that someone is watching you or your home. It could be that there is some communication coming into you. You might get a message or a text or an email that kind of confirms this whole thing of someone leaving behind, or someone's mourning. That's what it is. Someone is mourning the past or past relationships. And yeah, it looks like they're mourning past relationships, and eventually should get to this Ace of Cups, this one relationship. And it could be spiritual, it could be, in person, like one-on-one relationship. Could be, relationship with family or self even. I'm seeing, it's with self. It's how we're finding ourselves in our body. So you could get some communication about about that, get some insight, get like a flash of knowledge. And what that does with this Eight of Swords, it kind of shows you what all your creation and everything was hinged on. Like what communication have you been waiting on in order to free yourself? And why are you waiting on that one communication when you could absolutely free yourself? Why are you waiting on this one communication? I mean, it looks like that communication is going to happen, but is it going to free you? That's the question of this reading. Is this communication that you're going to get going to free you and going to make you feel like the beautiful butterfly you are? Is it going to give you the freedom to spread your wings? Let's see, bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, new beginning, new source of life, new source of income, new earth. Yeah. I feel like there's going to be some communication definitely coming in. Yeah. And it's going to be about a new offer, a new earth. Honestly, just underneath this is the Emperor. And I feel like this Ace of Pentacles is this is where this Emperor is going to grow out of. And also when I get that visual, I still think back to the Empress, because once this old, if we think about this Ace of Pentacles being the base for this Emperor, this new structure, this new idea of government and laws, if we think about, we've cut down old ways of doing things. And when I look at this Ace of Pentacles card, I do feel this sense of the feminine coming up, because Pentacles are about Earth, Mother Earth, Gaia. A new structure is being built from the Earth in this process. Yeah, it might be very individual. It might be on a very individual basis, but there definitely is some sort of communication coming in that will either free you or trap you, further trap you. You have to decide which one that is. I'm gonna pull out a Wild Unknown archetype card for some guidance for this week. Pull this up so I have a view of the guide, not this week, for the full moon in Sagittarius. Okay, full moon Sagittarius. We get some guidance for this reading for the full moon in Sagittarius. I'm going to take the bottom as well. So, with this reading, Gnosis came out first, and also the vessel. So I'm going to read Gnosis first. Let's see that. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to read Gnosis first. Here's my book. Oh, here you go. Okay. Gnosis. It looks like this is one of the initiations. Yeah. This is interesting that it's an initiation. Okay. Gnosis, innermost knowing, and mystic truths. Like I was saying about getting downloads today or in this full moon energy while the moon is still in its full phase. True knowledge is not found in facts and figures and scholarly books on library shelves. Rather, Gnosis points to the deep and timeless archetypal wisdom that rises from the felt experience of having touched the unknown with every one of the senses. Those who are drawn to Gnosis find themselves in esoteric studies, likely involving mysticism, alchemy, healing, or perhaps science. Knowing is their calling. Yeah, that's what I see in these swords, is that knowing, and it is a kind of a communication, but it is a knowing from experience. Very, very spiritual here. Interesting. Okay. Knowing is their calling. Not knowing is their job description. No matter how far the alchemists take their studies, they come to the ultimate conclusion that facts slip toward mystery, and soon the mystery results in facts. This card signifies a knowing that is life-changing. Yep. I think the Daughter of Swords, that Page of Swords, is bringing in the knowing that frees you in this full moon energy. And, of course, Sagittarius is all about, it's definitely a very traveling energy, a lot of movement. So, yes, while we think of the idea of home, sometimes our passion or where we're heading toward is also thought of as our home. Maybe Sagittarius is in this endless search for home and has found home in a certain idea, and now the focus is just on getting home. Okay. Once you experience Gnosis, you are forever changed and become a guardian of it. The eternal mystery is calling you. Study your passion in the deepest way available to you. When light, you're contemplating the mystery and unanswerable questions. But when you are dark, you are over intellectualizing and literalizing, asking others. Again, yeah, this goes back again to the Eight of Swords, where we are too much being trapped by all these other ideas and asking for help, asking for permission. That's it, asking for permission. We're no longer needing to ask for permission. We are free to do what we know we need to do. To go deeper, look at Bruce Naumann's The True Artist Helps the World by Revealing Mystic Truths. Also, those who say they don't know, who say they know, don't. Those who say they don't know. So this is a time when we also could be looking at new leadership. We could be looking at new sources of leadership. We could be bringing, and I've been seeing a lot of this on Instagram. There is a lot of the the non-person of color spiritual community is starting to amplify the voices of the person of color community, um, and bringing people together, or pushing other ideas forward, pushing other leadership forward. Wow. Okay. This card relates to the riddle and the shapeshifter. All concern themselves with revealing mystic truths. Yeah, definitely could be getting a different kind of truth today, or throughout the full moon phase. What else? Okay, so the bottom of the deck for the archetype was also the vessel. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, and the vessel is, I believe the vessel is listed as one of the tools that we use. And yeah, it's very interesting because, yes, we talk about home. The home could also be the body. The home could also be, honestly, how am I overlooking it? Home is also the earth here. This is a new earth. This is a divine offer of new resources. This is a divine offer in the same way that this is a divine offer of spiritual energy. A divine offer is, we're getting rid of old structures to embrace a new divine offer. And in this card is where we see the old structures. Yes, there's someone mourning for them, but these are old structures, and it's time to move forward into a new spiritual offer of divinity, spiritual relationships, spiritual abundance. That's what it was. Sorry, yes, spiritual abundance is what we're moving into. We're moving into a new earthly abundance because of that acceptance of that offer. Yeah, and the Daughter of Swords is the messenger bringing that communication. You could get an idea that comes in that establishes that, and you have to go with the idea that comes in for you. That's what this full moon is about. You are your best source of communication about home. You are going to get this internal message about what is right. You are going to feel confident that that idea is right, that you are seeing a new world, and the new world that you have in mind is powerful, can be birthed. Let me go ahead and read this vessel card. The vessel, the body, the container, the cup. The vessel may be the most powerful archetypal form on earth. It is everywhere. Cups hold liquid. Stoves hold fire. Our bodies hold organs. Our homes hold families. Through the simple act of separation, the vessel protects what it contains. Nests protect the eggs. Savings accounts protect our earnings. Even the planets are contained within their circular orbit. When this card appears, it's time to assess what is being held together and how. Is the vessel too tight, too loose, broken, empty, full? Or perhaps there is no vessel at all, and the contents spill in every direction. It is natural for structures to be formed and eventually fall apart. The vessel has a life cycle that must be honored. Is it time for you to build, break, or repair? You must find out. The physical body, okay, when in light, when this energy of the vessel is light in light energy, it is stable, strong, and graceful. But when it is in dark energy, it is trapped and it is being in a bubble. To go deeper, listen to Loving Cup by the Rolling Stones, and I'll be sure to put a link in the description about that with all the advice. The physical body is the most sacred vessel of all. It is the one in which you reside from your first breath to your last. It may need your attention. Yeah, the body needs your attention. The vessel needs your attention. The container, the cup, needs your attention. The mentor and healer must pay particular attention to this archetypal form. Healing cannot be sustained without a strong container. Wow. Okay, guys, that is your reading for the full moon in Sagittarius. I hope it is helpful to you as you move through this energy. Stay safe out there. Please hydrate yourself if you're out in the streets with the protest. And yeah, if you have a want or a need for a reading with me, please feel free to contact me via my contact information in the description box below. Namaste, love,